No, this is one of the most dangerous trails in America.
One of the most dangerous trails.
Let me tell you this, the older you do get, the more rules are gonna try to get you to follow. You just gotta keep living, man.
Yeah, can I get a 4-count chicken mini meal with a sweet tea? There he is.
Yo, started from the bottom, bro.
Bro, what up? The Plaid Apron, eh?
Yeah, it's like the best place in Knoxville.
Am I here like way early?
Cade's Cove, bro.
Alright, we're getting gas right now. Just want to explain what we're doing today. We're heading to a place called Cades Cove, which is in the Smokies. You might have heard of it, probably the most visited part of the Smokies. It's a 15-mile loop that you drive through. You can stop and get out. There's a bunch of different trails and stuff. There's a ton of wildlife there. Bears, deer. They're pretty used to people, so the goal is to get as close as we can to as many animals. I think we're gonna hike a waterfall there. Corey.
Yo.
What's the chance that we see a bear today?
Well, it's spring, so a lot higher, pretty high. It's warm, they're coming out of the den, so.
Pretty high.
Hey Lord, here in the Grams. I know Noah's probably vlogging this right now.
Corey just prayed for good pictures. We made it to Cades Cove. On a trail now. Let me go check out this little cabin over here before we do our main hike. People on this trail, they're all looking at me like I'm crazy because I'm talking to my camera, but it's chill, you know.
Portrait session going.
There it is. Corey and I were just inside trying to do an Instagram mission, and then like an entire daycare showed up at this cabin.
It's really hard going out in public sometimes.
We came here this summer, Corey and I, at this exact spot that we were at, right there. There was a deer. We got about 10 feet away from it and it just looked at us, kept doing its thing. Corey's hair scared it away. It was so atrocious that day. He brought a hat. That's why he's wearing a hat. The place that we're at, I think I already said, is the most visited place in this park, right? The most visited national park? Yeah. These deer are used to seeing thousands of people a day, probably. So they don't care unless you try to pet them, which we brought some Chex Mix. First warmer weekend here. Oh no, it's raining. I gotta put my camera up. Just ran back to the car, drenched, started pouring out of nowhere. Was holding this entire tripod camera thing. Corey was just standing in the rain taking pictures. Did you see those deer?
Yay!
Alright, so I was just changing into shorts in the car because it's kind of warm outside today, and there was a car parked right here, and I was in my boxers. A probably 22-year-old girl walked up right next to the car and looked over, and I'm sitting there in my boxers, so that was great. On the trail right now.
More people die on this trail than any other trail in America. It's like in the top 5.
Woo! And why is that?
We out here, Mom. Because the waterfall is not very tall, but the volume of water that's coming out of it is absolutely insane. And so people think they can just swim by it and hang out, and people always get sucked in.
Which we did that this summer.
Yeah, it's a real bad move.
Dumb.
We gonna keep the party running till we see the sunlight.
Here we are, Mom, one of the most dangerous trails in America.
Definitely see how people could die there. Anyways, we wanted to talk about Instagram today because Corey, I will link his Instagram in the description, and hopefully I can get it to ding like right here. He's a pretty big Instagrammer. It's probably my favorite social media app. And so Instagram just announced that they're switching to an algorithm-based news feed instead of a chronological one, which means that when you get on Instagram and you go to see your friends' pictures, it's not going to be like the most recent to the oldest anymore. It's going to be based off of what Instagram thinks they want you to see. I just thought that was like a relevant thing. Corey,
You go first.
I personally think that it's a bad idea. There's a chance that it could really benefit people who, like photographers who take Instagram more seriously. I don't think either one of us consider ourselves photographers, but we do post regularly, and it could benefit us if the algorithm is based off of like likes and comments, and but I still don't really like it because like I want to see everyone's pictures. Like I follow people who I don't care about their photography, I care about like them. And I just don't really know how that's gonna work out by like weighting a certain person's pictures over another's. If I follow you, I want to see your pictures. That's how I feel about it.
Well, at first, like Noah said, we kind of, I guess, care about Instagram more than your average Joes. So at first I was definitely kind of like freaking out about it. Rich get richer kind of thing. People who are growing like crazy, they're just gonna get bigger, and then people like us are gonna get left behind or whatever. But then I started thinking about it. I read an article about it, and someone made a good point. They said, you know, when Mark Zuckerberg, when he buys things, one of his strengths is that he lets the companies continue to be run like they are. I read something about how the people who are in charge over there, the founders, even they were kind of more skeptical at first, but then once they kind of got the facts and looked at the game plan, they thought it was gonna be better as a whole, and I think they've always been super community minded. It'll be interesting to see how it plays out for sure.
I guess they're kind of similar, but our two opinions on Instagram.
Freaking out about it.
And if you want to let us know what you think, I'd love to hear it in the comments or just on Twitter or Instagram, whatever. Like, let me know what you think. It'd be nice to get other people's opinions. So just want to try something different since Corey's with me today. Hope you like that. All right, we're walking back up to the car right now. Corey told Kelly, who's his wife, that we'd be back at like 6:30. There's no way we're gonna be back. What the heck?